This is Travel and Bang. I am Marky Bravo the Mulatto. Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. Here to discuss the dark arts of seduction and the nuance of game. I am, of course, the sublime prince of the royal secret. Here for the discussion. Before we get into it, hit the subscribe button, share with family and friends. Okay, so been talking to somebody and they're like, hey, we really want to hear you open up. You know what I mean? Like, tell us one of these stories, like when you were overseas in other country contracting, you know, tell us. We want to know about it. So I've decided to share different episodes, different intimate, you know what I mean, sexual adventure escapades that I've had. I think this is relevant. I think when you hear this, you can say, whoa, I've experienced that. I totally relate. Or you could say, whoa, I don't want to go down that road. You know what I mean? I'm going to listen to what he went through so I could apply it into my life. You know what I'm saying? So this is the first one because it's the most closest one to my heart, because it was the one that really changed my view. If they say the view from Mount Masada, you know what I mean? Mount Masada is that in Israel. It's like this. Well, anyway, my view from Mount Masada. So like say 4 years ago, I was in Kuwait, defense contracting. I'm working on the U.S. Army base, Camp Arab Jam. And let's just say when you're in Kuwait, it's a rough area. You know what I mean? It's a desert. It can get up to 120, 130 degrees heat. I shit you not. You could fry a fucking egg on the fucking floor on summer. You have to respect the culture, okay? It's an Islamic republic. And, you know, you got to respect it. You know, it's a dry country. If you're drinking, you better hide that shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to get caught with alcohol in that country, okay? Pork is a no-no, but, you know, they sell it on the military base. So, you know, you have it as an American citizen, but you understand the vibe. I realize you don't ever want to try to get involved with a Kuwaiti woman. You don't want to get involved with an Islamic Arab woman, period. The stories go on and on and on, from Americans being stabbed to death and thrown off of balconies, 16-story balcony to their death, from having sexual relations with an Arab woman, Islamic Arab woman, and their families would not agree and they felt disrespected. And they have this thing called honor killings, where it's legal under Sharia law to come after you and take your life because you disrespected them by having sexual liaisons with their daughter, or maybe the brother comes after you. So my main point is, you're not if you're smart, you're not going to be dating or trying to get with a Kuwaiti woman or a woman from the Islamic Arab culture, Middle Eastern, right? So that leaves you with what is in the community. You have a lot of Filipinas, a lot of female women from Philippines that work in Kuwait. We have other women, I'd say some Indian type of women and stuff from other areas, but they're kind of like to themselves, so you don't see them too much. And, you know, you have American contracting women. They contract, civilian defense contractors. They work on Camp Arab Jam and Camp Buehring. Those are the two main bases. You have the third one, Ali Salim, which is an air base, but that's way in the desert. So you don't have a lot of people that go out there. Okay, so you're left with a 3 women to 10 men ratio, maybe a 2 women to 10 men ratio, and then only 1 woman out of that 2 or 3 is actually attractive. Okay, so that already shows you there's a bunch of dudes. You know, it's a fucking sausage festival. It's a sausage party. It's a bunch of dudes on the military base, and you barely have any good-looking women. Okay, so I started going online, of course. Tinder and Bumble wasn't getting any results in that area. So I went on LinkedIn. I started pimping on LinkedIn. I told you about that. It works, but you got to know how to do it. So LinkedIn.com, I bumped into this really she was just so gorgeous. This American chick from Texas, of all means. She worked for the same company I was working for. And then when I asked her, I said, where do you live? I figured out she lived right down the street from me. Serendipity is a motherfucker. Serendipity. Right down the street. So, you know, she added me on WhatsApp, and she also had Snapchat. And we conversed, we communicated for a whole month. But then after a month, I felt like, yo, where's this going, right? I was like, this is bullshit. A month? So then I got on her about it, and she was like pushing back. And I was like, yo, this is bullshit. And I got so upset, I blocked her on WhatsApp. And then I felt like a thin-skinned, butthurt beta male about it. Why did I do that? Why did I, you know, of course you did that. You're in scarcity, brother. You know what I mean? So I started back rowing, changed gears, holler at her again on, oh, my bad. I got on Snapchat. I was like, hey, I was tripping. I'm sorry. I just really want to meet you. You know what I mean? This is upsetting. And then that situation seemed to turn her on more. That's the mind-blowing shit. Yeah, right? All these dating coaches are telling you, don't do that. You see that? You see that a roller coaster of emotional highs and lows, highs and lows. That is the modern day woman for you. You got to give them the emotional highs and lows, a roller coaster of emotions. Gentlemen, take notes. So she said, all right, we're going to meet. And I said, cool, you live right down the block. You want me to just come out? Well, I'll come out to the building. Well, we'll look at each other face to face. You can tell me if I'm to your liking. I won't take it personal. Just come on, we'll see you face to face. She's like, no, you know, I got something better than that. And I was like, really? She was like, I'm going to come to your apartment. And I'm like, what? Get the fuck out of here. This is creeping me out. I'm like, what? You're just going to come to my apartment? All right. So lo and behold, now, when you're working, I got to watch what I say. I can't say the company's name. But in the company apartments, right? Because that's how the defense contracting world works. It's a single man, or as you're married as well, when you're overseas working, they put you in a company apartments, and downstairs they have usually security guards, usually dudes from India, contracted security guards to work the bottom, and you got to sign people in and sign people out. They even have stupid rules like the person got to be out before midnight, Cinderella law, right? So that's how it goes down there, right? So she came down, I signed her in, and I couldn't believe it. I looked at this girl, and she was just as fucking hot as oh man, I couldn't believe this. Oh man, I felt like I won the jackpot, yo. She was so beautiful. She was so fucking hot. You even hear right now that simpiness coming out. But she was fucking hot. So we go upstairs into my living room. We talk in the living room, whatever, you know what I'm saying? We kept it short. I kind of got the feeling she wanted to get down right then, there, but I realized, like, yeah, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So the second time we communicated, a couple days after that, she was like, hey, let me get a bottle. I got a bottle of something. You know what I'm saying? And some bourbon. She said, go get the ice. We're going to hang out. You know what I mean? So I called in sick. You know what I'm saying? She called in sick. Came up to my place, you know what I'm saying? We went in my room, locked the door, put the ice in the cup, pour the bourbon in there, play some dope fucking laid back ambiance music, and we just start talking. Yeah, it was mind blowing. The bonding, you know what I'm saying? It was mind blowing. Just talking about life, talking about our experiences, you know what I mean? Everything, you know what I mean? It was a trading of thoughts. And yeah, hour and a half, 2 hours later, it got sexual. Of course it did. You know what I'm saying? I won't be graphic, all right? But it was awesome. It was awesome. It was really, whoa. And I can say as that timeline went by into the future, there was other moments that we had as well. But the moral of the story is, okay, this is where the brakes are hit, is as I got to know her, I realized she wasn't single. Yeah, she was married. And who she was married with lived with her in that place, you know, and I was upset. I was angry because it was a beautiful thing, and because she wasn't being directly honest about her situation, I kind of jumped into it emotionally, wanting it to be more than it really was. And now when I look back at that situation, I realize, you know, I've been more gangster about it. You know what I mean? Meaning, I really do to this day, that woman was sincere with me emotionally. But at the same time, she was just looking for validation. She was looking for a hot fuck. You know what I mean? And I kind of confused that for the moment that we're sipping on bourbon and discussing each other's life, you know, trading war stories, so to say, right? She was in the Army. She's an Army veteran. I was an Army veteran. And, you know, she's poking fun at me because she was airborne and I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. And, you know, it was just, you know, she's telling me about her brother, you know, having, you know, issues back at home and this and that. And her daughter, she had a daughter back in Texas. And, you know what I mean? And I just took that like, oh, my God, that meant something to me. I thought like, yo, this is real shit right here, you know. But then later I realized, no, it's not. And that's why I want to tell this story to all the guys out there. When you meet a woman, she's hot, she's opening up, you have to watch out, gentlemen. You have to watch out. You know, to fast forward, to be honest, that woman, we'll call her Audrey. Audrey, we're still in contact. She's on my WhatsApp right now, but I never hear from her. She hooked up with some guy later on that she met in Afghanistan, before Afghanistan, until the military bases closed down there. And the main point is, now when I look back at it, I think like, wow, I dodged a bullet. And that's what I'm going to tell gentlemen out there, is you're going to have these experiences where you're like, wow, you wanted that chick so bad. You know, super simp. You're super simping. Simping on steroids, you know what I mean? You wanted to marry her. Oh my God, I'll put up with the bullshit. I'll put up with the drama. I want her. You know what I'm saying? And then later, gentlemen, what I want to say is calibrate, socially calibrate, analyze, dissect what the hell is going on. There's a lot of damaged women out there. And I'm not here to insult them or use derogatory words, but there's a lot of damaged women, a lot of damaged people in general, but a lot of damaged women out there who had fucked up childhoods. They were molested, they went through horrible things, and these women are incapable of pair bonding. They're incapable of pair bonding. You know what I mean? They can give you a good time. They'll be a great fun girl for the weekend. As a matter of fact, that's what some women are, fun girls for the weekend. Have the time of your life every weekend with this chick. But if you try to turn her into a girlfriend, nah. I think that's what I'm focusing in on. When looking back, I dodged a bullet. I don't know the dude who she's with now, and I'm not trying to diss her. You know, I still, there's a side of me, you know, I love her to death, but I thought like, wow, I dodged a bullet. I'd be in a world of hurt. You know what I mean? She was undependable. She was never dependable. You know what I mean? She was an ice queen. Thinking about all the fucked up things that she did later on to me. Didn't respond to a message till 72 hours later for no goddamn reason. So, gentlemen, what I'm trying to say is recognize when you dodge a bullet. Recognize that everything that shines is not, and glitters ain't fucking gold. Even just take those experiences and say, wow, I had fun with this chick. She's cool. But understand, be mature enough to know, hey, she a fun girl for the weekend, but she ain't no damn girlfriend material. She's definitely not no wife material. When you looking for something more serious, you want a woman who's dependable. You want a woman who's fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, and ready to go. Fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, and ready to go. And to put the cherry on the motherfucking chocolate German cake, you want to be able to distinguish assets from liabilities, gentlemen. That'll just solve everything. Is the woman an asset or is she a liability? If your brain, if you even get a little, hey, she's a liability. I'm whispering like Biden. I sound crazy right now, right? She an asset or a liability? If she's a liability, you got to keep it moving, gentlemen. You got to keep it moving. Let some other super simp take care of that. Let some other super simp, pussy whip dude take care of that. Let her have a dysfunctional, abusive relationship with some other dude. You are too cool, too smooth. You got too many goals, and your agenda is more than being some woman's fuckboy. And I'll leave you with that. This has been Travel and Band. Please take my story. It's deep, it's personal, it means a lot to me. Please take my story, take it and learn from what I went through and be able to decipher assets from liabilities. Till next time.